Before this video starts, I just want to give a shout out to IZYZ Productions. Make sure to go check out his channel. He hasn't uploaded any content yet, but he will soon. Now, onto the video. Hello everyone, Sorry you had to see that, folks. Hello, it is I, Stop Motion Genius. It's been over 3 years now, and I've really never explained how I became an animator, and I just wanted to share that story with you today, of how I became a stop motion animator. It all started in 2006 when I was born. I was just a helpless baby who wouldn't do anything but cry all day. When the years passed by, I was really interested in cars, specifically Hot Wheels cars, which could entertain me for a whole day. Literally, give me 2 cars and leave me alone in a whole day, and I wouldn't even need to go pee. My mom would tell me that I had a filmmaker's eye. I would tilt my head in certain ways to make a specific camera angle of a movie or a movie scene. Fast forward to 2014, I am now 8 years old. This is the year when the first Lego movie came out, and you probably could have related to this if you remember seeing this film at a young age. The craftsmanship of this film was incredible, and an 8-year-old who played Lego Star Wars on the Wii made it even better when seeing this. One day, I was playing with cars, really surprising, right? When my dad handed me this old Sony Cybershot, which was weird and surprising at the same time. I thought that was the coolest feeling at the time. He was recognizing how much I spent time playing with Legos, action figures, and cars that he recommended. I made some short videos about the adventures of my fantasy world that I created. This was awesome actually knowing that I got a rental camera for free because I just played with toys. And just so you know, YouTube was not an option for me because I was not exposed to this when I was that young. I immediately agreed to terms and conditions and grabbed the camera to make whatever I wanted. At first, I sang terribly while shaking cars around, believe me. If I was next to an 80-year-old woman, I probably would have killed her. Then, I got this miraculous idea to make this short film called Benjamin Franklin's Big Adventure. Now, I will explain how wrong that title sounds and how wrong that is. I didn't know who Benjamin Franklin was at the time, obviously, but I thought the name sounded cool, so I named the figure after him accidentally. And I also was not familiar with Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure, too, even though we can all agree that that movie exceeded the limits. Anyway, the movie stars a Lego figure named Benjamin Franklin, who is a cop and rides his motorcycle everywhere, for some reason, I don't know. Something you need to know is that there's a big space battle between an X-Wing and a TIE Fighter going on in space, which makes no sense because no one in the town is remotely concerned about it until it crashes. Before it crashes, Benjamin crashes into some guy with a high-tech stroller, and the thief grabs all the money from a water tower and flees before Benjamin catches him. There's a big and unnecessary fight scene, but Benjamin catches him and yells, "You will die forever!" and throws him off a cliff. "Way to do your job, Franklin." Then he breaks the fourth wall and says, "The end." False advertisement, there's more because when I was done filming, my dad told me to add more to the story because it was too short. So I continued it. Now, the X-Wing crashes on Earth, and Benjamin runs to the scene to find it. He examines the ship and is puzzling at how and why it got here. Then, the TIE Fighter falls from space too, and literally almost kills him by landing a centimeter away from him. Then, he leaves the X-Wing to look at the TIE Fighter, which is right next to him. Then he says something about how this is going to destroy the world. The stroller guy is back, and he apologizes for crashing into him earlier, and he gets a new car, which is the same one from before, and Franklin's all like, "I'm going to space!" And so he gets in the X-Wing and blasts into space. Now, in this movie, he also goes on a train and visits the tallest tree in the world for no reason, because with my 8-year-old mind, it was just weird. But that is something just, really random. Anyway, once he gets into space, he finds the TIE Fighter again, but it somehow went into space when he was right next to it, and they have this big epic space battle. That's it. That's the first short film I've ever made. Well, there's obviously more to the story that I remembered most of it, but some of it was just unnecessary and probably didn't need to be talked about because it was so random. So now I was done with this movie. So I brought the camera back to my dad because it was all ready to edit. The camera also died, so I couldn't do anything else with it. We edited it together and we produced this movie. We were using Vegas Movie Studio Platinum 9. That's an old version. I have Vegas Pro 18 now. It's weird to think about. Now that it was done, and I would watch it all day. And that was 5 fantastic years ago. Or 6 now, almost. That one film led to all of this. Now, let's continue. I won't go into depth about any of the other movies because they are not as important, obviously, because they're not a big, monumental milestone. So that little old gray Cybershot didn't work anymore, so I stole our family's camera that we use, our little camera. And I made this movie called Cole's Jumping Crisis, which was the first movie I edited all by myself. The movie is about Ninjago figure Cole, who learns to jump over a wall. Kinda stupid. Fast forward 1 year later, it's 2015, I was turning 9. For my birthday, I got this Kitty Zoom action camera. This was awesome because this is the first camera I could film movies with that actually belonged to me. If you go to my earliest upload, that movie was filmed with that camera. The quality wasn't great, but you could still tell what was happening. Many movies were filmed with this camera. 1 year later, in March of 2016, we moved to a new house. I was still wanting to make films with my friends, but I had none at this point that were close to me. Then I met Jacob Jensen, my first real friend I started hanging out with. I remember my mom telling me when his family was helping us move in. He said, "Does Jack like Legos and Star Wars?" After that, we met and we had loads of fun. I introduced him into making movies, and he loved doing them. Almost every single day, we would be outside having fun doing whatever 10-year-olds do. Then I met Caleb and Henry. These dudes are awesome, and they are still filming with me today. That's weird. That's weird to think about. Caleb recently got his GoPro 4 for his birthday or Christmas, I believe. I forgot. And we started filming with that because it was so much better quality-wise. We made a murder mystery, which also led to many others. 2016 is also when I experimented and started doing stop motion. I got this Stickbot starter pack thing, and I experimented with that for a long time. I just never really uploaded those videos on my channel because they were bad and cringy and about 5 seconds long. Now, let's go to 2018, when we made The Carnival Killings, our first full-length film. I mean, it's 52 minutes, so anyway, we spent 3 months on it, and we started in December of 2018 and ended in about March of 2019. This was fun to make, especially since we all had fun doing it. This movie is on my channel, so if you want to check it out, you can. It's in the earlier uploads because it was in 2018, obviously, or 2019. I started making this series this year also called The Lego Tech and Stranded, which were pretty awful. Now in 2019, I started making Movie Studio Platinum 15 tutorials, which didn't do the best, but they were decent. This is the year I also created Stickbot Mission Impossible, which did surprisingly well. Again, thank you to everybody who actually supported me on that video, because that was a crazy one, because like I said in my stereotypes video, that one I didn't really try on, and I got over almost 4,000 views on that video. So thank you everybody again for that. So this is the year we also created the Carnival Killing sequel, Murder on the 8th Floor. And it wasn't as long as the first one, but it was better filmed and shot. This was also the year I started the Opposition series, which I absolutely hated. I can't even describe how much I hated. This went into 2020, but I stopped at episode 5 because I was done with that. I would literally try to finish that, and I'm like, I cannot do this series. So that is the thing we do not speak of on this channel. Actually, if you notice in some of my LEGO Star Wars series, you can see Scott, the main character, getting beat up in some of the scenes because I just wanted him to die and be released of this world and be destroyed. But now, in March of 2020, I released episode 1 to my LEGO Star Wars series. Currently, it's still going, but the last episode will be coming out soon. I started making other videos too this year, or in 2020, like short fight scenes, and also just a couple random videos that didn't really have to do with stop motion at all. Like the Donald Trump versus Joe Biden video. Just some little random videos that I kind of like doing, and they were fun to do. And then I obviously made my Christmas special, and that leads right here. So now it is 2021, and I've been filming for a long time, and it's crazy how much and progress I've done. And so I just want to thank my friends and everybody who supported me with our filming, and that we were able to film, and because this would have never happened, and I wouldn't probably have been doing this without them. And so thank you again, guys, for helping me with that and with my filming and editing journey. And yeah, so you will see in future that I will be making more stop motion and videos for my audience. So thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.